Welcome to Oksana Life TV, the place to be if you want to create a love life of your dreams. And this is Q&A Thursday again. Alright, before we begin our Q&A today, I want to thank everybody who responded to our previous Live TV episodes where I reached out to you with my question. I was wondering about what would you like to see? What type of things would you like to see on Oksana Live TV episodes? And the response to my question was astronomical. Your comments and your questions and your ideas were fantastic. And I would award each one of them would deserve a prize. Unfortunately, we had to pick only 10 winners. So it was really hard for us to pick those 10 best ones. But the results are in. And where's my drum roll? Drum roll, okay. I don't have a drum roll, but I got this drum roll. There is my drum roll. Well, I don't have a drum, so I cannot do a drum roll, but I got the toys. My daughter's toys, so I guess they have to do somehow. Alright, so here are the gentlemen who won $25 of Oksana Love credit, and here are their names. So the first one is Timothy H. Second is Jason G. Third is Andrew G. Then Ray C. Amadeo Y. James T. Bruce M. Dennis K. Matthew R. Peter W. Congratulations to our winners. My congratulations to our winners. And if your name was announced here, then you will receive email from Julia, our customer support specialist, who will allocate the credit to your account, and she will notify you about you receiving their gift. If your name was not announced here, there is no reason to despair, because next week you will have a chance to be a guaranteed winner. What is the prize? You will find out next week, so make sure to check out Oksana Live TV next week to find out about all the details and how you can become a guaranteed winner of special prizes next week. Once again, thank you for everyone who participated, and it was really hard choice because many of your ideas were really interesting, and a lot of them were very inspiring. And now, honestly, we are breaking our heads to figure out how we could implement all of these ideas. The challenge with some of the ideas is the technicalities, but you got our programmers' creative juices flowing, so thank you for that. And now they're trying to come up with some ideas how we would be able to make those ideas, because some of them had to do with technical side, like how we would be able to broadcast and stream some of the videos that you asked for. So anyway, thank you for submitting all your ideas. And very interesting pattern I noticed because we received a lot of questions as well, additional to the ideas that you sent to us. We also received a lot of questions, and there were actually 4 gentlemen who were asking somewhat of the related question, and the question has to do with a relationship with mature women, because they mentioned that we talk a lot about relationship with younger generation, with younger women, younger people, but we're not devoting nearly enough time to talk about relationship with mature women. So some of this question actually came from someone who I met in the Dominican Republic a few years back. He was a participant of my luxury tours in Dominican Republic, and so his name is Wayne, and he's writing from Canada. So here's his question. Hi Oksana, it's good to see you again, even if it is only through your Q&A sessions. I enjoy your videos. It seems to me that most of the questions are focused on younger relationships. My question relates more to mature women and mature relationships. Ladies between 45 and 50 are a lot different than younger ladies that are just starting their romantic life. Mature ladies have different concerns. My lady and I are very serious, finally, and her main concern is relocation. As most mature ladies, Marina has a couple of grown children and grandchild, and elderly parents that she would have to live in Ukraine. She is worried that she will lose touch with these loved ones over time. I have suggested that we move to a country where she has no visa problems and yet is close to her native home, such as Thailand, while immigration papers are being processed. In Canada, this can be from 18 to 24 months, a long time for a man and his wife to wait to start their married life together. This seems agreeable, but I do not know how to quell her fears about losing touch with the life and her loved ones that she has lived for 48 years. Any ideas? It may be helpful if you could interview a mature couple that has overcome this concern. Thanks, Oksana. I'm looking forward to your book, Your Friend Wayne. Wayne, thank you very much for this amazing, this great question. And my congratulations to you for meeting that special someone in your life. Now, let me get back to your question. It is true that younger and older people adapt differently to any changes that come with relocation to a new country. And I'm a person who experienced that, all that, the first hand, because my brother and my mom, they relocated to United States a few years back, and I was the person who had to help them through their transition. So I know how different it is to for the young ones and for the mature ones, for the older ones, to adjust to all these changes that come with relocation. For example, with the younger ones, you don't really have to do much. You just tell them what to do, and they go and do it, and they implement. They have no fears. But with older generation, you have to kind of explain them. Then you would need to show them. Then you probably would need to get it done with them, and numerous of times. So this was the case in my family, and the key here, however, is patience, and a lot of it. A lot of love and a lot of patience. One of the biggest mistakes that you can make is to try to push your lady and try to change the woman as soon as she gets to your country, because yes, it's true, you have to remember that she has a very, very long experience prior to coming to your country. She has all this baggage of habits that she would not be able just to throw away. She would bring all of them with her. So a lot of patience and a lot of love. As my mom said, if someone would try to change her habits, and right from the start when she got arrived to the men's country, she most likely would get on the first plane back home. So try not to push your lady, and that probably thing you should do, number one. The second thing, the second story I actually want to give you is one of my couples. They got married about 3 years back. They met during one of my tours in Dominican Republic, and this is a story of Mark and Yelena. And Yelena is coming from the small city, Ukrainian city, Lugansk. And so Mark, when he met Yelena, actually they have a really beautiful story. He is one of those men who you can tell when he saw her photographs, just her profile, he knew instantly that she was a woman for him. And I truly believe that for gentlemen, this is how it always happens. We just later on we turn our logic, and we start focusing on different people, but very, very often our intuition is always telling us that this is the right person. Anyway, getting back to Mark and Yelena. So Yelena, she's from the smaller city, and Mark had witnessed the same situation that you are going through, Wayne. Yelena is in her late 40s. I think she was around 48 or so at a time when they met. And her relatives, the same way, they tried to scare her that relocation to the United States, to a different country, would not be a very good idea. They didn't even want her to go to Dominican Republic to meet with Mark. But he was not able to travel to her country, so they had to meet in Dominican Republic. So because he went through all these challenges, I recommended him, I advised him to hire a personal matchmaker who would be able to not only help Yelena to make a decision to come for a meeting to a foreign country, but also somebody who would be able to talk to her relatives and kind of, ease up the situation. That's what Mark did, and it paid out a really great way. So additionally to matchmaker talking to her, to the relatives of Yelena, she was able to determine what type of people Mark would need to deal with in the future, because of course Yelena's past is going to come with her, so her relatives are going to be part of her life even when they get married. So the matchmaker was able to determine what kind of background Yelena has, what type of background these people have, what were their concerns. And she advised Mark to do one thing, because You see, it would be ideal if he would be able to go to his woman's country and meet relatives of his woman, but because he was not able to, she suggested him to do like a little bride, so to speak. So she even what she recommended him to do is to buy some presents, some gifts for every member of her family, and there were some nieces, some uncles, people like that, and matchmaker, what she did, she even did the shopping for him herself. So she went and she got the gifts for all family members because she was able to determine what everybody likes, what would be pleasant for them. She was able to get even some gifts, some clothes for his woman and for her son as well. So this way, what matchmaker had accomplished is she got other people to talk about Mark. And because Mark was not able to travel to Yelena's city to meet her relatives, he was able to get their approval by these small bribes. And you can do it too, and you also should do it too. So he had created a complete approval and support system, and he showed that he actually did care for the loved ones of his woman. Well, actually, in fact, he really did care for Yelena's relatives. So all his attempts, they came very sincere. So number 3 that you can do is if you have an ability, as I mentioned, you want to meet the relatives of your woman to show them that you can give a much better life to the woman than she has right now. The other day, I found on my client's wall in Facebook, I believe. I think it was in Facebook. She got a really she recently got married, and she got really great quotes that I liked a lot. And it was saying this, that a woman should live well with her man, because poorly living she can afford herself. It is excellent saying, in my opinion. So make sure that you show your latest relatives that you will provide a much better life and much better surrounding for your woman when she relocates and when she gets married to you. Number 4, younger generation, especially like, for example, her children, because you mentioned that she has a couple of children. They're always looking towards new opportunities. So during your communication, when you're talking to her children, mention a couple of things. And so, for example, you want to make sure that they understand that they're very welcome to come and visit her mom in her new country, and maybe a few years down the road they might even want to relocate to Canada or wherever you will be living, well, basically overseas. That children, they know that there is opportunities for them to move to a better country with a better conditions, or even travel to the new country to see their mom as often as they want. Again, this is about giving people what they desire. So her kids, if they desire, for example, better education in a better country, do some research for colleges and some institutes, or for some degrees in your country. Giving people what they want is truly the key to influence them and talk highly about you to your lady. So that is a huge one. Remember this one. Number 5 is make sure to keep all of your promises. And I don't need to stress this out, but I have to, because sometimes it happens that people do give promises in a point of their passion and relationship development, and then they forget what they promised. So a real man is someone who truly remembers what he promised. So make sure that you remember and deliver what you promised, or otherwise don't promise if you cannot deliver that. All right. So number 6, when a woman arrives to your country, your house needs to be prepared for your woman. She will check, the first thing she will do is to check your kitchen first. So make sure that your place is impeccable, it is all neat and clean and prepared for her arrival. This is a mistake a lot of men do. They just they don't pay attention to their homes, and their homes are kind of a mess and single bachelor cage, pretty much. So when a woman comes to her guy, she's completely in shock. But make sure that your place is all clean and neat before she gets there. She will definitely appreciate it, because you will show her that this home was waiting for her. Number 7, create her own corner. So what do I mean by that is, make sure that your woman does have a place where that she feels that this place is where she belongs. There got to be her own things that are waiting for her, and make this surprise to her and show that you did care, that you put your time into preparation for before her arrival. Such ideas, for example, you can prepare her own slippers, and or for example her own t-shirt, a custom made t-shirt, maybe with some special saying that something like first Marina's t-shirt in Canada, or welcome to Canada Marina, with her name on it. You can order those one for like $10, nowadays, or something like that. Prepare a cake for her. I mean, buy a cake for her, not prepare. If you can make a cake, that would be of course awesome, but if you can't, then buy one with a saying welcome to Canada Marina. So things like that make her feel as she was awaited in this home, that this is her place and this is where she belongs. Now make sure that your woman is able to communicate to her relatives as often as she needs, and you yourself should remind her and ask her every time, every day, if she calls her family, for example. She needs to hear you sincerely concerned, that you're sincerely concerned and worried, and that you truly encourage her to talk to her family. She will definitely notice your attempts, and she will really, really appreciate your concerns about all that. Over time, all these calls that she's making to her family, probably at the beginning she will be calling them several times a day, but over time they will be less frequent, and at this time that she starts transitioning into her creating her own life in your country with her new man. So that you are her family, you had become her family at that point. To relocate your lady while you are waiting for her documents to process, and while they're being approved, to Thailand or any other country is an excellent idea. Excellent, great choice. Make sure that the country you choose does have a different culture, different language, so your lady starts experiencing new transitions in her life, and so her ties to her new country become softer and easier to let go in the future. And the last and final one, another advice that I want to give you is keep giving her gifts, even little gifts like flowers, for example, and because first of all it will brighten up her day, and second of all, when you're placing those flowers, place them near somewhere by the computer, because nowadays everybody is using Skype when they call their family, and they're using web camera. So her friends and her family will see those flowers, and they will ask her who these flowers came from. So make sure they are visible. So every time when she talks to her family via Skype, they will wonder what are those beautiful flowers showing to your woman, and they will be showing her admiration and approval for the choice of man that she made, because people overseas, they just don't do those things. Men overseas, they don't do those things, giving flowers to women almost every day. And so all the comments from her friends and from her family, they will stick right here in her head, and it will be like approval to her every time, and approval and more confirmation to herself that she had made a right choice of a man. All these little admirations and things serve a huge purpose of constantly reminding her what is an excellent choice that she once made by choosing you as her man. So make sure to create a cozy, caring atmosphere, a warm and loving atmosphere for her in your house, and make her feel like she's a queen and in your kingdom. And you will see that she will not want to leave her kingdom or her king ever. I hope this information was helpful, and if so, let me know in the comments below this video. I'm also talking about this topic in more detail in my book, and I also devoted the whole chapter to this very topic. For the topic of preparing your lady, preparing your house, and preparing the things before relocating your woman. And also a very important thing that I mentioned in my book is the things you should never discuss with your woman, because a couple of those topics, they they made the relationships break for some of the people, and they kind of gave a crack in those relationships. So there will be an advice, a ton of advice in this book on how to make your woman feel comfortable in her new home. Oh, by the way, the very important one is that I also forgot to mention is make sure to find some Russian stores in your area. Don't tell her that you're looking for those stores, for those places, but when she gets to your country, maybe a week later or so, surprise her, bring her to the Russian store, because everybody, I mean everybody, regardless of age, younger or older generation, when we come to a new country, there are some items from our culture, from our previous life that we are missing and we want, and because those are the only dishes that we know how to cook. So there will be some items that she would desperately need, and if you bring her to the Russian store maybe a week later, after her arrival to your country, that will be really cute and wonderful and shocking surprise to her. So make sure to do that. Doing so will also score you a big points as well, and in her eyes as well as in the eyes of her heads of her relatives. So you score the more points in her eyes and in the relatives, in their minds, that more approval is always better. So, and you want to create this supportive system for yourself around your lady. So you want to make sure that her relatives are supporting her choice, and that will be a huge winner for you in your relationships throughout the way. Because one of the things that I mentioned several times in my previous videos, one of the biggest thing is that Russian women, we truly do care what other people are thinking of our choices. So you want to make sure that you have all this support system created around you and around your lady. The points like this are being discussed in my book, and in a chapter where I'm talking about relocating your woman to your country. And you might be able to get my book, by the way, by the end of next week. So I will keep you informed once it is available, and you can go ahead and get it. All right, this was a really long episode again. I didn't cover actually the fraction of the importance of the subject here. However, I hope these few ideas will get you started in the right direction. I want your relationships you create to be beautiful, stable, and stress-free. And with right preparation, you can ensure that you have built only the loving and stable one. By the way, I want to use this moment to let you know that we and my team at the agency are working right now, working really hard on creating an education program for women to help them relocate to and adjust to the United States. It calls Becoming an American. And I will talk about this program a little bit later in the future episodes, but it is going to be amazing. It's going to cover so many topics, and seriously, it will save you hundreds of hours, and your woman will be prepared for relocation, for a full relocation to the United States. But we will talk about this in the future details. And now I have a question for you. So my question is, what are the things do you think you can do for a woman to make her feel at home when she finally gets to your country, when she finally arrives to your country? So share with me your ideas. What do you think are the things that you can do for your woman to make her feel like she arrived to her home, new home, when she comes to your country? And I hope you like this episode, and if so, please make sure to share with all of your friends, and post it to your Facebook, post it to your Twitter, share with your friends over email, and share your opinion in the comments below this video. Your answer to my question can be posted right here below this video, and I'm sure your advice and your input is going to help a big way to Wayne and people like Wayne and a lot of others, because there's hundreds of people coming to this blog, coming to this post, coming to watch these videos every week. So your advice might be exactly what somebody might be looking for. I want to thank you once again to participating in my quiz a week ago, and staying loyal viewer of Oksana Live TV. So if you love this video, don't forget to share with all of your friends via Twitter, Facebook, or email. And if you want to see more great episodes like this one, make sure to log in to oksanalove.com and go to the link that says Oksana Live TV to sign up for more great episodes like this one. Get on a list to make sure to be notified every time when we release new video. Keep looking for your dream girl and never, 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 never give up, because I promise you, she is out there and she's looking for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week on Oksana Live TV.